Are you hungry? Have you got a bit of an appetite?
Yeah, I skipped lunch today, so...
Well,
yeah.
that's funny you mentioned that.
This is going to get messy.
Hello truck fans, I'm Harrison Hunkin for another episode of Truck Chat. Today we are talking all things Mack Trucks, so who better to talk to than Mack VP Tom Chapman. Tom, good to see you again, mate.
Harry, good to see you, mate.
Thanks for chatting trucks.
Anytime.
First and foremost, how are you?
I'm really well, really well.
So it is a truck show year,
Yes.
very important, very busy.
Yes.
How busy is this for you right now?
Oh, really busy, really busy. We're not only getting ready with the trucks on the stand and various activities around it, but we've got some pretty cool activations which I think should be a big hit with the community.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Now you've been in Volvo Group land since 2015 in a variety of roles. You did a marketing role before moving into more of a retail network role, but now you're the VP. I want to know how you got into trucks. What's your connection with trucks? Am I led to believe it started with your dad?
Yeah, my dad was involved with trucks and then, from the sale side of things, so truck sales, then moved into trailers and more recently finance and the business side of things. So yeah, it's been, as a kid going to truck shows and, stopping in at transport yards, it gave me a pretty good appreciation for the industry pretty early in the game.
My dad always I think I might have mentioned this last time also, my dad's always had this joke that he's never made $1 on any truck he's ever sold. He's always, whatever brand. And we think back of all those old Superliners that we had and then seeing some of these vintage ones at the truck show, which I'm sure they'll have in the antiques or some old cobbo will rock up showing photos. The worth now was extraordinary.
Yeah.
They are collector's items, and I wish I had a few sitting in the back. Could have been a little bit of superannuation for the future.
Yeah, the brand's got a few in our shed of old trucks, and we get asked if they're for sale all the time, and they're definitely not for sale.
Is this one for sale over here?
Absolutely not. That's our beautiful B model. That one's not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's a lovely red. Head back to the future. Let's talk about the Anthem behind us. This is the new Bulldog. It's a beautiful Bulldog, and it's also probably it's a official launch this year at the truck show. I think the previous one you're at wasn't quite in production, but this will be the one where the tyre kickers and all the punters can see it in its flesh.
Yeah, this is the first time it's been in series production. Yeah. So it's been available on the market since 2020, I think it is. So yeah, it's been really good.
Well, come on, it's your time to shine. Give us a spiel on it.
Mate, what's not to love about the Anthem? I understand it was a little polarising when the public first saw it. One, I personally think it looks better in person than it does in photos. So,
I agree.
We've been incredibly impressed with how it's performing and getting some fantastic feedback from our customers. Clearly quite a fuel efficient.
Is this your utility truck? Is this to fill many applications for you?
Yeah, I guess you have that luxury when you custom build trucks, you can kind of build them however you like, but for us it's very versatile.
More specifically, what is your favourite Mack of all time?
Ooh, I have to say, the Series 2 Superliner is probably up there.
The photo just showed.
Yeah, very similar to that, Series 2.
Yep.
And it's also hard to go past the Value Liner, but...
great truck.
Yeah,
there's something about the Value Liner that I think is, I wouldn't say underappreciated, but the Superliner takes a lot of the headlines, I think.
It does. It's a little truck that could. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Now, you've been in this role for a little while. I want to know a little bit more about the industry. What's your biggest take on the Aussie trucking industry?
Another good question. I think, what I love about it is that it's an industry that rewards hard work. That's one thing. There's a lot of people that have formed these great businesses and all started with one truck and worked their way through to big impressive fleets. But I think the industry's in an incredible period of transition and transformation at the moment. So I think with some of the new technology that we're seeing, it's pretty exciting, and I think the industry's appetite for data is incredibly strong as well. And they're making decisions in real time. They want to be informed, and I think that's something that's changed a lot even in the last few years.
Now, I really think the brand Mack has really rejuvenated under the VGA group. How has that stability helped the Mack brand?
Oh, look, we are a proud part of the Volvo group. We don't shy away from the fact that we're part of the Volvo group. And it's something to be proud of. The technology that's developed at a group level and then shared amongst its brands has been awesome. And I think in particular, the engines and transmissions that we feature in our products are, Volvo Group products, and they're the best on the market, in my opinion.
Okay, enough of this corporate talk. We're going to, being an exec has some perks.
Yeah.
I want to remind you of a little activity you did a couple of years ago where you took a really big, mean-looking Superliner and took it around Queensland and other parts of Australia as part of a bit of a media campaign with Dry as a Bone.
No, that was a really cool activity. Dry as a Bone, they had new owners. They were relaunching. There was a lot of synergies between the brands, and they hit us up and see if we were keen to collaborate on an activation, and we were all for it. So that was really cool. We took the truck out to Mount Isa to the rodeo with JT, and had a great time. So
you and JT are now mates?
He was great. He really excited, loved the Mack. He actually drove the truck into the rodeo arena.
Wowza. His
iconic laugh and giggle the whole time he went around the rodeo arena on the air horns. It was, so it was a really cool collaboration. Obviously the truck looked pretty wild, all matte black, but awesome.
Now you guys are always doing cool activations like that. Is there something coming up?
Oh, funny you should ask, Harry. Yeah, actually, Brisbane Truck Show, we are doing a really cool activation, building a Lego Anthem. So
a Lego Anthem. I have heard about this. So I didn't actually expect you to say that, but now that I've meant that you've brought it up, I do remember that. This guy's building a
Lego Anthem. He's already started building it now, so it'll be ready in a few months' time. But a Lego Anthem, a 1-to-1 scale Anthem, which is going to be pretty impressive.
Now, Volvo, your competitor / sister brand, is getting a lot of limelight in the EV space and that future fuels space. I know it's a big, gruff American truck, but could we expect something in that realms for Mack?
As I said, a lot of this technology is developed at a group level, so we are a part of the group. So I'll let you speculate on what you might see in the future.
I'm speculating.
But it's look, we definitely see a place for a bonneted electric and alternate fuel solution in the Australian market.
Obviously, a big push for hydrogen at the moment. I'm not trying to get any scoops out of you, but as the highway brand or as a big bonneted highway brand, I'd expect. I know there's some collaborations going on with Volvo over in Europe, but I'd love to see some sort of hydrogen based Mack in the future. So we'll speculate online about that.
I think that's one thing that's pretty clear, is that there's not going to be one single solution that kind of ticks all the boxes for, particularly in Australia. The trucking landscape's very diverse.
All seriousness, as a Brisbanean, I find, and someone who's connected with the trucking world, I find great pride in knowing that Mack have such a strong manufacturing presence here in Brisbane, and one of the very few big OEMs in the automotive industry still doing that here. From a corporate level, how does that make you feel? And do you think that the Brisbaneans also, without a trucking background, appreciate that as well?
I don't think enough people know about it, to be honest, Harry. I think, we're incredibly proud of the fact we've been building trucks in Australia now for 60 years. So 2023 is 60 years of local manufacturing. As you mentioned, it's 50 years of the Wakehold plant that we're in now. We've been in this plant for 20 years. So it's actually our 4th factory here in Australia, and they've all been in this part of Western Brisbane. So this is very much our kind of homeland here in Australia, and I would hate to think how many people drive down the motorway every day and have no idea that all the Macks that they see on the road come out of this factory right here. It's our best kept secret, and we're doing everything we can to change that, get the word out there.
Yeah, I mean that with all sincerity. I think it's immensely bit of pride that runs through when I see a Mack, or especially the ones that used to be in our yard. It's a fantastic thing. And how many numbers are you pumping out Mack-wise out of that factory?
Oh, look, we'd always like some more out of the factory, that's for sure. But, you touched on the pride there as well, and I think that pride extends to even the people working in the plant. There is a huge sense of pride, and, that went to another level when we did get the Australian-made certification. So every one of our trucks gets the green and gold badge, and that's... a lot of pride comes with that. So hopefully that helps get the message out there that we still do have an automotive industry in Australia, and it's right in their backyard, right here in Brisbane.
Now, I don't know, you sweating up? Are you getting a bit famished from this?
It's hard work, You're making me
relax. Are you hungry? Have you a bit of an appetite?
Yeah, I skipped lunch today. So,
well, that's funny you mentioned that. Now, I thought because we're talking Big Macs, I thought maybe we could have a little baby Big Mac. Jeez. Now, please devour into that while we play a bit of word association. Yeah. This is becoming a little bit of my fun game at the end.
Is this delivered by Uber Eats or something, mate?
No, I picked up.
Down a couple of times.
Yeah, I was.
This is going to get messy.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe before we start,
Yep, good idea.
I'll just ask you the first question.
Yep.
So word association, I say a few words. First thing that comes to my head. First thing that comes to your head when I say Bulldog.
Look, it's got to be Mack.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. The big Bulldog behind you there.
Yeah. You don't mind if I just...
Nah, hook in,
Quick,
mate. Yeah.
Sorry about that, I just dropped a bit of lettuce.
It's all right.
What about American trucks?
Bonnets.
Yeah, Aussie trucking.
Tough.
Well, this one I hope will stump you a little bit. Kenworth.
Classic.
I like that one. What about Superliner?
Iconic.
Yeah. The Road Rager gearbox. I have nightmares.
Yeah.
But I don't know
Old
about
school.
you. Yeah, okay. Anthem.
Highway.
Hydrogen trucks.
Future.
Yep. And most importantly, Brisbane Truck Show.
Oh, good time. Yeah, looking forward to it. It'll be good.
Well, there you go. While Tom's chowing down his Big Mac, I'll put mine aside and say a big thank you to our Vice President of Mack Trucks Australia, Tom Chapman, and catch you on the next one. Thanks,
Harry. Look forward to catching up at Brisbane Truck Show.
Perfect.